Welcome to my channel Sci-Fi Love Story. Thanks for watching and please like and subscribe. Smoke filled the air. Fire burned through metal. The crashed dropship lay in pieces across the dark valley. And in the middle of the wreck, a human soldier opened his eyes to a dying sound. A weak breath. Not human. Sergeant Elias Ward pushed himself up, coughing hard. His ears rang from the crash, but one sound cut through everything, a soft, painful exhale coming from the shadows behind him. He turned and froze. A woman lay pinned under a broken support beam, but not a human woman. Her skin glowed faint silver, almost like moonlight. Her hair was long and white, floating lightly as if it weighed nothing. And her blood, the blood leaking from her shoulder, shined like liquid metal. An alien, a princess. He recognized her from military briefings, Princess Kalira of the Velari Empire. Important, powerful, dangerous, and now dying. Her eyes opened weakly, pupils glowing blue. Human? She whispered. Elias's heart raced. The war between humans and Velari had nearly ended, but tensions remained. If anyone found him next to a dying alien princess, especially this one, he would be dead. But he couldn't leave her. He stepped closer despite every instinct yelling run. Don't move, he said. Let me check your injuries. Kalira tried to lift her arm but winced. More silver blood flowed. I don't have time, she whispered. My body cannot repair. Human, please, don't let me die alone. Her voice shook, not with fear, but with shame. Elias knelt beside her. The support beam was heavy, but he shoved it aside with all his strength. Kalira gasped, her body trembling. He checked their medkits, shattered. Broken beyond use. He stared at her wounds. Her blood loss was too high. No alien healer would reach her in time. There was only one option, one insane option he had only heard in rumors. Certain alien species could accept other blood types in extreme emergencies. Some healed faster with foreign blood. Some died instantly. He looked at her again. Her breathing was fading. Kalira, he said carefully, I can try something. But it might kill you. Her eyes softened, almost peaceful. I'm dead already, she whispered. If there is a chance, I'd trust you. Those words hit him harder than the crash. He pulled out the damaged medical injector. It sparked violently when he powered it on. Not safe, maybe lethal, but he pressed it against his wrist anyway. Kalira watched him with confusion. Human, what are you doing? Trying to save your life, he said, teeth clenched. Don't move. He connected the tube to her arm. The machine hissed. Sparks flew. Blood flowed, his blood. Kalira's back arched. In pain, she screamed, loud enough to shake the entire wreck. Blue energy burst across her skin, racing through her veins. The ground vibrated under Elias's knees. Stop, she cried. It burns, please, stop. Elias almost tore the tube from her arm, but then she gasped sharply and went still. Her glowing eyes focused on him. The pain stopped. Her breathing steadied. Her pulse grew stronger. Elias stared in shock. You survived? Kalira touched her face slowly, surprised to feel warmth returning. Your blood is compatible. Human life, inside me. She studied him with a deep, unfamiliar emotion. You saved me. Her wounds had already begun to close, but Elias noticed something strange. Her arm was still holding his wrist. Tightly. Too tightly. You can let go now, he said. But she didn't. Her eyes widened as if seeing him for the first time. I feel your heartbeat, she whispered. Your fear, your strength, your thoughts echo in me. Elias pulled harder, but her grip only tightened. She did not mean to restrain him, she couldn't stop herself. What the hell, he muttered. Kalira's voice trembled. A blood bond has formed. Before Elias could respond, the ground shook with approaching footsteps. Heavy, armored, coordinated. Someone was coming. Kalira's eyes flashed. Not human. They hunt me. Elias scanned the valley. Shadows moved between the rocks. A Velari strike team. Elite assassins with armor that absorbed light. They believed the princess was dead. And they killed all witnesses. Can you walk? Elias asked quickly. Kalira tried, and nearly collapsed. Elias caught her. The moment he touched her, a strange warmth passed between them. Almost like an energy pulse. She shivered. Your blood is still adjusting inside me. My strength is not stable. Great, Elias muttered. Then I guess I'm carrying you. He lifted her gently. She was lighter than she looked. Her arms wrapped naturally around his neck, almost like instinct, not choice. She whispered, "I won't slow you down." "You better not," he said as he took off toward the dark ridge. The enemy team closed in. They moved through the rocky valley, Kalira's breathing soft but steady. Every few seconds, she would tense, sensing danger before Elias even heard it. At the ridge, she whispered, "Hide." Elias ducked behind a jagged outcrop. Moments later, 2 Velari soldiers passed above them, scanning the terrain. One paused. Elias held his breath. Kalira touched Elias's chest, her fingers trembling. "I can shield us." Before he could ask how, a soft glow spread from her hand, a thin, shimmering veil, like bending light itself. The soldiers looked directly at them, and saw nothing. But the glow around Kalira flickered. Elias felt sudden heat in his chest, sharp and painful. He gasped quietly, knees buckling. Kalira's eyes widened. "I am draining you. The bond. It pulls life from you when I use my power." "I didn't know. I didn't mean." "It's fine," he whispered, though his vision blurred. "Just don't do it again unless we're dead without it." She nodded weakly. When the soldiers left, Elias forced himself up and kept moving. They reached a cracked cliffside leading into an old bunker from a past human expedition, abandoned, but still partially open. Elias carried Kalira inside. Only when the door sealed behind them did he finally set her down. The bunker was dark, dusty, and full of old equipment. But safe. For now. Kalira sat against the wall, exhausted. Her skin glowed faintly from the blood bond. Elias knelt in front of her. "We'll rest here," he said. "You need time to heal." "We need time," she corrected softly. "What happens to me, now happens to you." Elias didn't like the sound of that. "This bond, can it be undone?" "No," she said simply. "It stays until one of us dies." His stomach dropped. Kalira reached out, gently touching his wrist again. Her expression was softer now, almost tender. "You gave me your blood. Your life. And now," she looked into his eyes, "your heartbeat is mine." Before Elias could reply, the bunker walls vibrated with heavy impacts. Boom, boom, boom. The strike team had found the entrance. Kalira turned toward the sound, her eyes glowing with new strength, Elias's strength. She stood shakily but firmly. Elias tried to hold her back. "You're not ready to fight." She looked at him, and for the first time, her voice held the tone of a princess, strong, commanding, unbreakable. "You saved my life," she said. "Now I protect yours." Outside, metal claws tore at the bunker door. Kalira stepped in front of Elias, her body glowing brighter. "You gave me your blood," she whispered. "I will never leave you." The door began to crack. The glowing light around her grew. Elias reached for his weapon. Kalira took his hand instead. And then the lights went out. The bunker door shook again, harder this time. Dust fell from the ceiling. Elias grabbed his rifle, heart-pounding, but Kalira stood in front of him, glowing softly like a living shield. "They're almost inside," she whispered. Elias stepped forward. "Then we fight together." Kalira turned her head slightly, eyes sharp with worry. "Your body is still weak. The bond took too much from you earlier. If I use my power again, it might drain you more." "Better drained than dead," Elias answered. Kalira's eyes softened at his stubbornness, the human kind of strength she had only heard stories about. The bunker door finally broke open with a metallic scream. Velari soldiers stormed in, armored, fast, and silent. Their helmets glowed red as they scanned the dark room. "Target confirmed," one said. "Princess Kalira is alive." Elias raised his weapon, but Kalira lifted her hand first. A pulse of shimmering light exploded from her palm, a protective wave that shot across the room. The soldiers fired, but the energy curved around her and struck them back, slamming them into the walls. But the moment her power activated, Elias fell to one knee, clutching his chest. His breath shuddered. His vision blurred. Kalira spun instantly and caught him before he collapsed. "No, no, stay with me." Fear filled her voice. "I cannot lose you." "I'm fine," Elias forced out. "Just, don't use too much." But her glowing hands trembled. She had no choice. More soldiers were coming. Heavy footsteps echoed through the hallway. Reinforcements. Kalira placed Elias against the wall gently. "I will protect you, whatever the cost." "No," Elias said, grabbing her wrist. "You're not dying for me." She stared into his eyes, and for the first time, smiled. "You gave me life. I give you protection." That is our bond." Then she stood tall as the next wave of enemies arrived. The cousin from the darkness, a new figure, stepped forward, taller, stronger, and wearing royal armor with gold markings. His face was sharp, his eyes cold. Kalira froze. "Cyrillus," she whispered. Her cousin. The one next in line for the throne if she died. And he clearly wanted exactly that. Cyrillus raised his weapon. "Kalira, I offer you one chance to surrender. Your injuries and your contamination should make you wiser." Elias frowned. "Contamination?" Cyrillus pointed at Elias with disgust. "Human blood. Human touch. She is bonded to a lesser species. Unfit to rule." Kalira stepped forward, her eyes glowing with fury. "Elias saved my life. That mistake ends here," Cyrillus said. He aimed directly at Elias. "Kill the human. Break the bond. Take your rightful place." Kalira moved instantly, between him and Elias. "You will not touch him," she said. Cyrillus's laugh echoed coldly through the bunker. "You would defend a human against your own blood?" Kalira's voice shook with emotion. "He gave me life when no one else could. He protected me when my own people abandoned me. Yes, I will defend him." Cyrillus's smile faded. "Then you are no princess." He fired. Kalira raised her hands. A massive shield of shimmering silver light formed around them. The blast hit with enough force to shatter metal, but the shield held. Elias, even behind her, felt the pain rip through his body. He gasped, falling against the wall. Kalira cried out and tightened the shield, even as tears formed in her eyes from the bond pain. "Stop, Eli!" As shouted. "You're hurting yourself, and me." But Kalira didn't lower her arms. She pushed forward, step by step. If she fell, Elias fell too. If she died, he died with her. Cyrillus fired again. Kalira stumbled, but stayed on her feet. "Kalira," Elias called. "You don't have to protect me like this." "Yes, I do," she whispered, voice shaking. "I will not lose you." Cyrillus threw his weapon aside and drew a glowing blade, rushing at her. Kalira met him with her bare hands glowing, the air crackling around them. The fight Cyrillus struck first, slashing at her with pure energy. Kalira blocked with her forearm and sent a burst of light into his chest. He slid backward but recovered quickly. "You're weak," he shouted. "That human blood has ruined you." Kalira's eyes flashed. "No, it saved me." She spun, her body glowing brighter, and struck Cyrillus across the jaw with a swift, powerful blow. He flew into a wall, armor cracking. But the moment she released that attack, Elias collapsed again, clutching his chest. The bond echoed her pain directly into him. Kalira gasped and looked back at him, her face twisted with guilt. Cyrillus saw the weakness and charged again. She barely dodged, landing beside Elias. He looked up at her, sweat on his face, breathing hard. "You need to finish this. Go." Kalira shook her head desperately. "I can't leave you." "I'm not asking you to leave," Elias said, forcing himself to sit up. "I'm asking you to win." Kalira stared at him, searching his eyes, seeing the strength he still had. The strength he had always had. She stood and turned back to Cyrillus, who was already charging. This time, she didn't defend. She attacked. She moved like lightning, her body glowing last bright, fueled by Elias's life, but also by her own will. Her own rage. Her own courage. She ducked under Cyrillus's blade and delivered a strike that shattered his armor chestplate. She followed with another blow to his shoulder, then one to his throat. Cyrillus stumbled, stunned. "You would kill family? For a human?" he gasped. Kalira's voice was steady. "I would kill anyone who threatens him." With one final burst of silver light, she struck Cyrillus's chest, and he fell, unconscious. The fight was over. The aftermath, Kalira dropped to her knees, gasping from exhaustion. Elias pushed himself up and limped over to her. "You did it," he whispered. "You saved us." Kalira leaned into him, trembling. "I nearly killed you by using my power. I am sorry." Elias shook his head. "You saved my life more times today than I can count." She looked into his eyes with guilt. "Our bond is too strong. I take from you whenever I fight. And you give back when I'm hurt," Elias replied softly. "So we stay alive together. Simple." Kalira let out a weak laugh, the first he had ever heard from her. They walked toward the back of the bunker where an old tram system waited. The emergency power was still active. Elias sat beside her on the tram platform, both of them exhausted. "What happens now?" he asked. Kalira looked at him gently. My people will not accept me returning with human blood inside me. They will say I am change. And are you? Elias asked quietly. Kalira thought for a long moment. Then she spoke. Yes, she whispered, but changed for the better. The tram arrived with a soft hum. Kalira stood, but her legs trembled. Elias caught her again. She leaned into him, her forehead touching his chest. Your heartbeat, it calms me. And yours is getting stronger, he said. Good sign. When they boarded the tram and the doors closed behind them, Kalira took Elias's hand gently. I refuse to leave you, she said softly. Not because of the bond, but because I choose you. Elias squeezed her hand. Then we face whatever comes next together. The tram rolled forward into the tunnels, the faint light reflecting on their linked hands. Kalira rested her head on his shoulder, closing her eyes. Where you go, I go. Elias looked out into the darkness, but for the first time, he didn't feel afraid. He wasn't alone, and neither was she.